Number 2 is Sonila. Sonila races for G.C. Greenwood, trained by Richard C. Matee. Roberto Gonzalez is the rider. Miss Jesy lines up in post 3. Miss Jesy races for Steve Davison, trained by Randy Gullatt, and Ron Hansen is the rider. 4 is Personal Victory, racing for the partnership of Barnes, Fullis, and O'Neill. Bill Tollett, the trainer. Thomas Chapman does the riding. Lusu, number 5, races for R.V. Bartholomew, trained by Marv Hopkins. Joe Steiner is the jockey. 6, Estrella Blanca, racing for the Ernie Moore Stables and Buck. John Buck is the trainer. O.A. Martinez will do the riding. Lady Michelle races for Sydney Dishel. She's number 7. Trained by Art and Steve Sherman, and Ron Warren Jr. is the jockey. Scratch number 8, Windshear. Go to number 9, Wired to Go. Wired to Go races for the Argonaut Stable, trained by Paul Waite. Brian Campbell is her jockey. Scratch number 10, Something Comfy. Final filly is Beautiful Gold, number 11. Racing for the Calumet Farm Incorporated, trained by Dwayne Lucas and Jeff Lucas, and the rider is Aaron Grider. They're all in the gate. There they go. Lusu in the middle of the racetrack. The outside Wired to Go's right there. Estrella Blanca up between horses. Lady Michelle's right between horses too. Grande Flora up along the rail. Miss Jessy's in that pack heading for the clubhouse turn. Back of those, racing between them, Personal Victory. They hit the clubhouse turn. So Neela's down at the rail. Trailing early is Beautiful Gold. Heading for the back stretch. Now out for the lead, Lusu. 3/4 of a length on Miss Jesy. Estrella Blanca is racing in third by a neck. Lady Michelle is strong into the bit fourth. Down at the rail, Grande Flora is next by a head. Wired to Go is sixth, only 3 lengths off the lead. So Neela settles down in 7th place. Personal Victory picking up the bit some. And Beautiful Gold trails the field. Not really handling the track right now. Down the back stretch, Miss Jesy passing the half-mile, puts ahead in front. Lusu's trying to step with her. Estrella Blanca's in third. On the outside, rounding the turn, Lady Michelle still in contention. And Wired to Go is trying to rally too. Round the turn, they're coming to the 5/16 marker, and it's Miss Jesy in front 1 length. Lusu's too hot. She can't go with a front runner coming out for the drive. Wired to Go, 1/4 to home. Ron Hansen for the Randy Gullatt Stables got it on Miss Jesy. Miss Jesy leads them 2.5 lengths, and now she's put to a drive on the fence. Running at her, Wired to Go in the middle of the racetrack. Now Miss Jesy with a furlong to home widens it. Miss Jesy by 5 on the rail. Miss Jesy has the lead. A hand ride home for Miss Jesy. She's drawn out by 6. Miss Jesy in the Children's Hospital. Returning to the winner's circle for the 40th running of the Children's Hospital Handicap is number 3, Miss Jesy. Ladies and gentlemen, directing your attention to the winner's circle, presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's Children's Hospital Handicap is Miss Shirley Roos, who has served as a volunteer at the Children's Hospital for more than 30 years. Miss Roos is also a horse owner, and among the horses she has campaigned is multiple stakes winner Cobuck King. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Miss Shirley Roos. Miss Jessy's a 3-year-old bay filly by Pacific native from the mare La Josie, Louisiana bred, racing for Steve Davison, trained by Randy Gullatt, and ridden to victory by Ron Hansen in 1:43.1. Eighth race, 40th running of the Children's Hospital Handicap official. Miss Jesy first. 9, Wired to Go second, and 2, Sonila finished third. 3-9 exact is 78.50. The horses are on the track for the featured race. It's the 8th running of the Determined Handicap. 50,000 added for 3-year-olds at 1 mile and 1/16. Field of 4 going to post in 8 minutes. Here's the field for the Determined Handicap. Number 1 is Staying's Tougher, racing for the New Horizons Partnership. Trained by John Stoker and ridden by A.L. Castanon, and the weight is 116. 2 is 6 Fast Nichols, racing for George Couch III. Trained by Leonard Shoemaker and Sergio Ledesma, and the rider is Bart Snyder at 110. 3 is Lee's Tanthem. Lee's Tanthem races for Rosalind Ganoy and Orparado. Jeff Bonde and Tommy Nelson, the trainers, and Roberto Gonzalez does the riding at 121. Scratch Raddenbury's Bank. 5 is the Empire Farms Ever Steady, trained by Pete Gregory and ridden by Ron Hansen. The weight is 117. That's the field for the 8th running of the Determined Handicap at 1 mile and 1/16. Post in 7 minutes. We're off at 4:24. Eighth race, Determined Handicap. It's post time. They're all in the gate. There they go. Along the inside, Staying's Tougher and 6 Fast Nichols with Lee's Tanthem in the middle of the racetrack, and up quickly Ever Steady goes by the inside too. Lee's Tanthem establishing the pace now. Ever Steady's on the outside with 6 Fast Nichols. Staying's Tougher lacks to be back of the pack. Round the clubhouse turn. Lee's Tanthem 3/4 of a length. It's 6 Fast Nichols at the rail. Ever Steady's going to be right there in third. Only 2 lengths off the lead rounding the turn. Back to the inside, Staying's Tougher, and now the field goes for the backstretch. 24, and that's crawling for the front end. Lee's Tanthem, he's got it by 3 open lengths. 6 Fast Nichols is second and a half. Ever Steady's in third. Staying's Tougher down at the rail. They go down the backstretch heading for the half. Lee's Tanthem still leading the field by 3 lengths, a half in 47 and 3, a couple of ticks quicker, and up the rail. Staying's Tougher is next ahead. 6 Fast Nichols on the outside, and Ever Steady. They're on the turn, 3/8 to run. Lee's Tanthem leading the field. He's got it by a length and 1/2. 6 Fast Nichols is second, and now running at him. On the rail, Staying's Tougher. About 5 lengths back to Ever Steady. Come to the quarter pole. Lee's Tanthem leads it by 1 length. 6 Fast Nichols is second. Staying's Tougher is third. They hit the stretch. Lee's Tanthem's got company. 6 Fast Nichols on the outside. Staying's Tougher's putting in a good race down at the rail. Furlong to home. Lee's Tanthem keeps it by a length and a half. Staying's Tougher is second. 4 lengths back. 6 Fast Nichols. Ever Steady didn't fire today. It's Lee's Tanthem and Staying's Tougher. Lee's Tanthem in front. Returning to the winner's circle for the 8th and feature race, the determined handicap is number 3, Lee's Tanthem. And ladies and gentlemen, in the winner's circle to present a beautiful trophy to the winning owners, visitor from the north, Santa Claus. Lee's Tanthem, a 3-year-old bay colt by Tanthem from Happy Holly, a Florida bred, racing for Rosalind Canoy and Harper. Jeff Bonde is the trainer, and Roberto Gonzalez did the riding in 142-1. 3-1-2-5 unofficial. It's official. Lee's Tanthem first. 1, Staying's Tougher second. And number 2, 6 Fast Nichols third. 3-1 exacta, $28.50. The daily... Introducing the field for the California Juvenile Stakes. Number 1 is Blue Without Bill. Blue Without Bill races for Patricia Jennings, trained by Guy Brown, and ridden today by Joe Giudice at the weight 115. 2 is In Memory of Mom. In Memory of Mom races for the partnership of Larry Becker, Wendell Chambers, Chuck Keller, and Deborah Scaruffi, trained by Riley Griffiths and ridden by Brian Campbell at the weight 114. Number 3 is Gold Crest Express, racing for the Black Gold Enterprises in Oaks. Chris Pash is the trainer, and the rider is Van Belvoir at 118. Number 4 is Sea Cadet, racing for VHW Stables Incorporated, trained by Ron McAnally and Richard Lewis, and the jockey is Tom Chapman at 118. Charlie's Mania's number 5, racing for Circle K Enterprises, trained by Terry Malia. The jockey is Ron Warren Jr. Number 6 is Pes Blanc, racing for William Lichtman and Richard Nolan. Charlie Comiskey, the trainer, and Roberto Gonzalez, the rider, at 114. Mr. Interco completes the field, racing for Tresser Warwick, the Clearview Farms, trained by James Vance and ridden by Tim Doocy at 114 pounds. That's the field for the California Juvenile Stakes, going 1 mile on the... It's post time! Blue Without Bill going in the gate. Here comes In Memory of Mom, number 2. Blue Without Bill, 16-1, 35-1 on In Memory of Mom. Gold Crest Express, 9-1 on the board right now. Even Money Sea Cadet. Comes number 5, Charlie's Mania. Sea Cadet 4-5. Charlie's Mania 25-1. 6-1 on Pest Blanc. And Mr. Interco at 9-5, all in line. There they go. Mr. Interco off a step slow and between horses. Gold Crest Express wants to go for the lead. Charlie's Mania is going to tackle him on the outside. Blue Without Bill along the rail in third. Sea Cadets off fourth. Then back along the inside. In Memory of Mom is fifth. Then Pest Blanc, you got 6 or 7 back to Mr. Interco. Into the back stretch. Gold Crest Express, 3/4 of a length. Charlie's Mania is second by 2.5 lengths. Blue Without Bill is third by a half. Sea Cadet in a good spot fourth. He's creeping up, now 4 lengths off the lead. Pest Blanc is fifth. Inside of him comes In Memory of Mom. Then there's 6 back to Mr. Interco. 21-3, and they're still chasing Gold Crest Express past the half mile. Charlie's Mania is still second. In third, Blue Without Bill. Sea Cadet now pressuring him from the outside. Pest Blanc creeping up at the rail. Here comes Mr. Interco kicking it in, and In Memory of Mom, and they're bunching up around the turn. Gold Crest Express still making them step the half. 44-3. They come to the quarter pole and they got to roll. On the outside, Sea Cadets gaining ground. Mr. Interco's going 5 wide. He can't wait any longer. They turn for home. Sea Cadet and everybody still chasing Gold Crest Express. He's getting late. Pest Blanc splits horses, but Mr. Interco charges to the front. Mr. Interco here is too much. He gets 2 lengths under a left-handed whip. Mr. Interco and the California Juvenile Stakes is drawn off. Pest Blanc's going to get the rest. It's Mr. Interco in front. Returning to the winner's circle for the California Juvenile Stakes, the unofficial winner, number 7, Mr. Interco. Ladies and gentlemen, may we direct your attention to the winner's circle. Presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's California Juvenile Stakes is Miss Anna S.U., supervisor of the San Mateo County. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Miss Anna S.U. Number 7, Mr. Interco, is a 2-year-old bay gelding sired by Interco from the mare Ms. Rabbit. Racing for the partnership of Cracer and Warwick, the Clearview Farms, trained by James Vance, and ridden to victory by Tim Doocy, the rocking chair, in 135-1. That's a riding double for Jockey Doocy. Ninth race, official 27th running of the California Juvenile Stakes goes to Mr. Interco. 6, Pest Blanc second. Number 3, Gold Crest Express third. 7-6 exacta, $89. In the pick 9, 6 of 9, good for $500, $5.80. 5 of 9, $75.80. Pick 9 information now on the alpha board in the infield. Here's the field for the Meadows Lassie Stakes. Laredo native leads off, racing for D.M. Ferguson and K.A. Ferguson, trained by Jimmy Faustinus and ridden by Van Belvoir at the weight 114. Nats Lee is number 2, racing for George M. Warwick, the Clearview Farms, trained by James Vance, and Tim Doocy will do the riding at 120 pounds. Hardy Dancer is number 3. Hardy Dancer races for Kurt or Lila Lanning, trained by Bill Morey and Bruce Robertson, and Roberto Gonzalez is the rider. Number 4 is Brisa de Mar, racing for Martin and Pam Wygod, trained by Dan Hendricks. Sub-trainer is Barry Tritchard, and the rider is Ron Warren Jr. at 116. Number 5 is Miss High Blade. Miss High Blade races for the Desert Spring Stable and is trained by Fordell Fierce. The rider is Bart Snyder at 114. Be Cool is number 6. Racing for the Sugar Maple Farm and Lucas. Dwayne Lucas is the trainer, and jockey Ron Hansen does the riding at 116. That's the field for the Meadows Lassie Stakes at 1 mile. Miss High Blade at 2 and 4-1 shot Be Cool on the outside. They're all in the gate for the Lassie Stakes. Brisa de Mar delaying the start. She's acting up. There they go. Along the inside, Laredo native heads out for the lead. Nats Lee at 2, and right there, Brisa de Mar. They'll go across the racetrack. 3 of them fighting for the lead. Caught wide, Be Cool's on the outside. Back of those, Miss High Blade. And the trailer early is Hardy Dancer around the turn. On the rail, Laredo native. Right alongside Nats Lee taking the lead. It's Brisa de Mar in 3rd by a neck. Miss High Blade is sharp. She's right at him in 4th. They're into the back stretch. Be Cool. And about 3 lengths back to Hardy Dancer. Going down the back stretch, they're chasing Nats Lee. She's got it by 1 length. Brisa de Mar now into 2nd. Laredo native settled down 3rd. Pulling hard on the bit, Miss High Blade looking between horses. Then about 1.5 lengths back. And now Miss High Blade, who has plenty of run between them, has to wait for room. She wants to run but has nowhere to go. Be Cool is moving up outside of her now and trailing the field. Hardy Dancer on the turn. Right there, it's Nats Lee showing in front, 3/4 of a length. They're bunching up. Brisa de Mar's right there. Miss High Blade coming around. Be Cool. Laredo native gives up the ship. She trails. Come to the quarter pole, and that leader is Nats Lee. She's got it 3/4. Brisa de Mar on the outside challenging her. They hit the stretch. Nats Lee is keeping a short lead. Brisa de Mar challenging her now. They're head and head through the stretch. Here comes Miss High Blade on the outside. Through this stretch, we'll have a battle to the wire. On the outside, Brisa de Mar, Nats Lee, and Miss High Blade on the outside. 3 fillies battling for it. Miss High Blade gets up. de Mar 2nd, 2 Nats Lee finished 3rd in front of 3 Hardy Dancer. Ladies and gentlemen, returning to the winner's circle is number 5, Miss High Blade. Directing your attention to the winner's circle, presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's Meadows Lassie Stakes is Dr. Dennis Maher, Professor of Veterinary Surgery at UC Davis School of Veterinary Medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Dr. Dennis Maher. Miss High Blade, the 5, is a 2-year-old bay filly sired by Highland Blade from the mare Darling Miscue, racing for the Desert Spring Stable, trained by Fordell Fierce, and ridden to victory by Bart Snyder in 136-1. It's official. Miss High Blade first in the Bay Meadows Lassie Stakes. 4, Brice de Mar second, and finishing third, Nats Leah. Seventh running of the Cecilia deMille Harper Invitational Handicap, a mile and 1/16 on the Longdon course. We have a field of 6 going to post here in 10 minutes. Scratch number 4, Margaret's Native. Introducing the field, number 1 is Belfast Becky. Belfast Becky races for the Mountain High Stable, trained by Brian Webb and Mike Bray. Tom Chapman does the riding at 120 pounds. Number 2 is Mr. and Mrs. Robert H. Walters, 3 Flights Up. 3 Flights Up is trained by Don Eichelberry, and Jeff Mills does the riding. The weight is 117. Blinder is number 3. Blinder races for Cy Goldstein, J.R. Kiesner, and Mike Labriola. J.R. Kiesner, the trainer, and Joe Steiner is the jockey at 113. Margaret's Native has been scratched. Azusa makes up the 5-post. Racing for Nicoletti and Quinn, trained by R.L. Martin, and the jockey is Ron Warren Jr. Number 6, Llama Lady. Llama Lady races for Mr. and Mrs. Stanley R. Kill, trained by D. Mortensen, and the jockey is Van Belvoir at 111 pounds. Breaking the post parade is number 7, Miss Jesy. Miss Jesy races for Steve Davison, trained by Randy Gullatt, and the rider is Ron Hansen at 119. That's the field for the Cecilia deMille Harper Invitational Handicap on the Longdon course at a mile and 1/16. 9 minutes till post time. They're all in the gate. There they go. And on the racetrack, Llama Lady is trying for the lead up the rail. Belfast Becky's going to get command. Right there in the center of the racetrack, 3 Flights Up with Azusa with her. Miss Jesy scooted down to the fence after breaking out at the start. Blinder is under the wire last the first time around. Belfast Becky's going to get an easy pace. She's slow and on the lead. She's got it by a head. Llama Lady's on the outside. Now she's in front by a length. Belfast Becky shakes loose. Racing up the rail, Azusa is into third. 3 Flights Up back at the rail. Miss Jesy a neck over Blinder, and they're heading down the back stretch. Llama Lady puts a little heat on Belfast Becky, and Belfast Becky answers the call. She steps it up, keeps the lead. Azusa is in third. Blinder in the middle of the track is fourth by a head. 3 Flights Up. Miss Jesy trails between horses down the back stretch. The leaders go right together. Llama Lady, the long shot on the outside, and Belfast Becky going well enough at the rail. Then it's Azusa. She's racing in third. Miss Jesy is splitting horses by Blinder, and 3 Flights Up is full of run down at the rail. She's running up the inside. Round the turn with Belfast Becky slugging it out with Llama Lady. Azusa's on the outside next. Miss Jesy is fourth. Still got to come a couple lengths. 3 Flights Up going to cut the corner on the inside. They turn for home. Into the stretch. Llama Lady, the long shot, has a head in front. Belfast Becky. Miss Jessy's out for the drive. Here comes 3 Flights Up as she finds some room between horses. It's on the outside. Miss Jesy battling with Azusa. Azusa and Miss Jesy have hooked up. Hansen on the outside with Miss Jesy and driving. Ron Warren and Azusa, their game. Azusa coming back, nose and nose. We have a photo for the winning place. Please hold all tickets. Returning to the winner's circle for the 7th running of the Cecilia deMille Harper Invitational Handicap, Azusa. Azusa's a 4-year-old bay filly by Flying Paster from the mare Please Look, a California bred, racing for Nicoletti and Quinn, trained by Bob Martin, and ridden to victory by Ron Warren Jr. in 145 and 4. Here's the field for the Bay Meadows Oaks. Number 1 is Beyond Perfection by Quack from Miss Marula, owned by John Franks, trained by Jack Van Berg, and ridden by Julio Garcia at 121 pounds. The 2 is Lady Turk. Lady Turk is by Turco Man from the mare Name and Fame, a Kentucky bred, racing for the Sarin Stable, trained by Gary Jones and Bill Mastrangelo. Ron Hansen does the riding. Number 3 in the post parade is Miss Highblade. She's by Highland Blade from Darling Miss Q. Also a Kentucky bred, racing for the Desert Spring Stable, trained by Fordell Fierce, and the jockey is Bart Snyder. Number 4 is Middle Fork Rapids. She's by Wild again, out of the mare Gleaming Water. Kentucky bred, racing for deMille Construction Company Incorporated, trained by Terry Knight, and ridden today by Roberto Gonzalez at 118 pounds. That's the field for the Bay Meadows Oaks, a $100,000 Grade 3 race. It's post time. Beyond Perfection and Lady Turk are in the starting gate. 2 Southern California fillies. Here's Miss Highblade and Middle Fork Rapids. They're all in the gate for the Bay Meadows Oaks. There they go. Middle Fork Rapids, Beyond Perfection along the inside is going to go with her. Right between them, Lady Turk off third. Middle of the racetrack now, Miss Highblade moves up on the outside. They head for the clubhouse turn. Middle Fork Rapids on the outside, and Beyond Perfection down at the rail. Those 2 fillies now fight for the lead. Beyond Perfection, Julio Garcia comes off of the front runner. Heading out in the middle of the back stretch, there's Miss Highblade. Down to the inside, Lady Turk now trails. The field's going for the back stretch. Middle Fork Rapids in front by a neck. Beyond Perfection full of run down at the rail, challenging that lead. And now Gonzalez lets out a notch on Middle Fork Rapids. She steps up the tempo. Beyond Perfection is racing on the inside, now moves outside of that one. In the middle of the track, Miss Highblade and Lady Turk. Jockey Hansen in no hurry on her. 22 and 4. Get the F in 46 and 1. Middle Fork Rapids got company again. It's Beyond Perfection on the outside, challenging her around the turn. In third, Miss Highblade, 2 lengths back. Lady Turk is beginning to pick it up. 5/16 to home. Middle Fork Rapids on the inside. Beyond Perfection on the outside. Lady Turk's picking it up in a hurry. She's in third, about 5 off the leaders. Miss Highblade trails into the stretch in the Oaks. The Terry Knight filly, Middle Fork Rapids is her name. She's got it now, gets a left-handed whip and responds to it with a furlong to home. Beyond Perfection, the long striding filly coming back at Middle Fork Rapids. Middle Fork Rapids in jeopardy down at the rail. Julio Garcia on the outside. Nose in nose. Beyond Perfection gets up. We have a photo for the win in place. Please hold all tickets. Rapid second, and 2 Lady Turk finished third. Returning to the winner's circle for the 13th running of the Bay Meadows Oaks, this Grade 3 event is number 1, Beyond Perfection. A 3-year-old chestnut filly, sired by Quack. From the mare Miss Iamarula, bred in Kentucky, owned by John Franks, trained by Jack Van Berg, ridden to victory by Julio Garcia in 141-1. And in the winner's circle this afternoon, presenting a beautiful trophy to the winning connections, Vice President and Assistant General Manager here at Bay Meadows, Mr. Rod Frazier. One, 4, 2, 3, here in the Bay Meadows Oaks, still unofficial. Hold your ticket. It's official. Beyond Perfection, home first. 4, Middle Fork Rapid second, and Lady Turk third. 1-4 exact is $17. Today's triple, the winning numbers 3, 8, and 1.